Hey guys, what's up? Danny here, and today I'm going to be telling you guys all about Doordash versus Instacart. Okay, so this is just in my experience, right? So I've been doing Doordash for about a year. I've done over 4,000 orders and stuff, right? I've done a ton of orders for Doordash, right? So basically, in my experience, I was thankful, when I started doing it and stuff, it was kind of like quarantine and stuff, and I think in 2021 I was making like 15 an hour from there, and then now it's like, I can make anywhere from like 20 to 30 an hour and stuff, right? So it's pretty convenient, but I would say compared to Instacart, um, I would say compared to Instacart, right? Instacart, you could actually get really really big orders, right? And you don't even have to be to be a top rated person at Instacart, you literally need to do like 20 orders, I'm pretty sure, right? Like or like 15 or something. You don't even have to do that many orders on Instacart, and you waste much less gas money for Instacart because you're shopping in store more, and you don't got to pay taxes for either Doordash or Instacart, right? So like taxes already prepaid and stuff, right? So they're very convenient services. I tried applying for Uber. They never accepted me. I'm okay with that and stuff, right? They're like, oh, you got a probationary driver's license. I'm like, what are you talking about? I was 17 when I got that shit. And when I turn 18, it turns automatically into a regular license. Like, I've gotten pulled over when I'm 18 by a cop, and he said it's good. Like, I don't understand. Like my license is not probationary. Like, Uber is so fucking stupid. I'm like, okay, whatever. You know. Oh yeah, it's a little red flag and stuff. I'm like, yeah, I got accepted by Instacart, right? I'm not gonna be driving people around, wasting a bunch of gas money, and then my insurance is gonna go up because of Uber because they're on your dick about it. It's like, oh, yeah, we gotta make sure you're insured and stuff, right? Like, I don't know. I'm insured and shit. I'm just saying. I'm just saying, bro. Like, I feel like they would like put the insurance up really really high. It's like. That's not good and shit, right? But I think So let's take a look at Doordash versus Instacart. I just searched it up online, right? And the very convenient thing about Instacart is that you get more orders than Doordash, right? In Instacart, it's like you wait there, and you don't. You have like a acceptance rate for Doordash that you have to do to be considered a top dasher every single month, this and that. So then you can dash anytime you want. For both services, you could refer friends, so that's pretty good. But the main thing with Doordash is that, I would say it's definitely worse because on Instacart, like, more rich people would probably be using that service because you could see a picture of a person's face before you get the food handed, you hand the food to them and stuff, right? So, obviously, that makes Doordash a little bit more ghetto than Instacart, right? So, yeah, so let's just take a look at the earnings. Okay, so yeah, this talks about which earns more cash. Yeah, for both you got to be 18 years or older. For Uber, you got to be 19 or older. Yeah. So I would say that like when it comes to orders and stuff, yeah, so like for DoorDash and stuff, it's not as like convenient. They you gotta like wait for orders until they pop up on their phone, and then you have this type of acceptance rate and stuff, right? I started doing Instacart though, and you get much more orders, right? And then it's just like more convenient and stuff. It's like hey, I just finished an order, I'm gonna go do another one, and then I'm gonna do another one, and it could be midday, it could be nighttime, it doesn't matter, right? It just doesn't matter and stuff, right? Again, you do both in a rich area, you're obviously gonna make more money than you are in the ghetto, right? The more traffic there is, usually, obviously, it's definitely much harder if there's a bunch of traffic and then all that type of stuff. I'm pretty sure on Instacart, people have the ability to like remove like tips that people have given you and stuff. So, but I haven't had that happen to me. So I don't think it's necessarily true, but right here, so it says base pay for Dashers between $2 to $10 and up, depending on the specifics of the order during certain promotions, such as peak pay or challenges issued by DoorDash. You can earn more. You're also able to earn tips for each delivery, which are entirely yours to keep. Although Instacart doesn't offer an estimate of potential earnings for full-time shoppers, Glassdoor reviews indicate that on average, a shopper can expect to earn a base pay of 11 to 17 per order. You'll keep a 100% customer tips as well. So I've had very convenient orders for Instacart, right, where it's like you literally go into the store, you get like 2 items, right? 2 items, but like 4 of each item or something or whatever, and then it's like $10, and the house is like 2-minute drive away from the freaking store. Like some people that they can't even like get up and stuff, but based on what I've been seeing, Instacart versus DoorDash, I would say that Instacart is definitely much more professional than DoorDash, right? You got these orders that are always popping up. I don't think there's as many people doing Instacart as DoorDash, because I've been seeing the advertisements, right? Like advertisement where it's like, you go on your phone and it's like you're looking at these advertisements. I've seen a bunch of DoorDash advertisements like, hey, we need new Dashers and stuff, right? But Instacart, I've seen literally less advertisements online, right? So it looks like they just want like, top class, people and stuff, right? And then I think after I do like 15 batches, which I've only done 10 so far, right? I did a full day of Instacart yesterday, and I found it so much less stressful than DoorDash, because I was like just kind of traveling in like a very quiet, peaceful area, not really that many cars. I was getting a bunch of orders, most importantly, right? You gotta make sure your time, time is money. And you got to make sure you're wasting your time wisely in the right areas. So you could really turn a little gig into something like a full-time job, honestly, if you're really dedicated to that type of stuff, right? So yeah, it's definitely like DoorDash, you gotta travel much further usually, and on Instacart you could definitely I would say you have much more flexibility. It depends on what area you're in, right? Some people, they make less money, but if you're an efficient shopper and you're like a top-rated shopper for Instacart, then I think they'll end up paying you more like in the future and stuff. And yeah, so that's kind of like my comparison between the two. Yeah, we're also gonna look at how much each earn and stuff, right? So let me tell you guys, right? So I drive a Toyota, and I'm going to tell you guys, the gas money is basically like your taxes, right? If you work a regular job, for DoorDash or Instacart or Uber or Lyft or whatever, your tax, like, you could basically say like, hey, this is my gas, this is how much taxes I would have had to pay if I worked at like a regular job or something, but you don't got to pay taxes for those services, right? You're providing services to the environment, and if you do track your miles, you could save money on your taxes with the Everlance app. So just keep that in mind. The Everlance app tracks your miles automatically, and because the expenses for DoorDash and Instacart, there's like expenses for DoorDash and Instacart, right? So which means that you have what's how you like you drive and stuff, you're like delivering food and stuff, right? The IRS can give you 62 cents for every mile that you travel, because it's a work-related mile, and you're not a UPS driver. That's the thing. UPS drivers, you know what they do? They don't gotta pay for their vehicle at all, right? So if you do pay taxes, you make a good amount of money a year, right? You could definitely do that as a tax write-off for your own car, right? Let's say you're paying $10K in taxes, right? And you do like a tax write-off from DoorDash, from the Everlance app. You travel like 20,000 miles. That's like an instantaneous like $10,000 off of your taxes. So you'll be making an additional $10K. And yeah, that's just how it works, because like you're using your vehicle for the job, right? So think about like UPS drivers, they don't got to pay for their vehicles, so it just kind of goes hand in hand. Like it makes sense, type stuff like that. It's a work related expense for your vehicle, right? You deserve to get a tax break for something like that, and just like, save your money. So yeah. You guys can look more into that. But so let's see. Let's take a look at Instacart average earnings. Obviously, if you're in a bad area, you're gonna be making less money. But here it says 13.88 per hour. I managed to make about 20 an hour the other day. And maybe I spent like $5 or $7 on gas in total, so that's very convenient, right? For $100, for like $102, maybe like $8 to $10, I would say. Instacart, like $7 to $10, something like that. You would have to pay for gas money, but if you do DoorDash, maybe it's like $15 to $20 an hour if you have a fuel efficient Toyota or something like that. So DoorDash, you definitely got to pay more for gas because you're picking up like $5 orders and then you're constantly driving around. It's like a constant loop. But there, you get the ability to shop, and Instacart tells you where the aisles are. DoorDash does that too, but Instacart, they have like they're like more specific about it, right? So they tell. So I was shopping inside of the store, right, and like it said on there, it's like aisle 12, shelf 8. It's like look on the bottom or whatever, right? Because on DoorDash, it's like I'd be looking around in that aisle and stuff, and it's like I can't see anything. I'm like, yo, because like it's like hidden, it's like underneath something. But like Instacart tells you specifically where something is. So I had a pretty good shopping experience inside of the store, right? And then I was able to make a good amount of money, right? Basically, same amount of money that I would make with DoorDash, but I paid less for gas. So that's only in good areas though. If you do Instacart or you're a slow shopper, earnings will vary for you, right? If you're a fast shopper, if you're a very efficient person, then you will be you're going to be making more money, obviously. You know, here it says 13.88 for Instacart. DoorDash earnings per hour. Okay. Okay, yeah, so for your active 30 minutes, you'll receive DoorDash pay. Okay, right here it says their sample had an average of 1576, so like something kind of similar to Instacart, just a little bit higher though. I would say like, yeah, 1576, that's pretty accurate. And then Uber Eats average hourly pay. Average driver makes $15.84 per hour. How much does Uber pay? Okay, yeah, there we go. That's basically how it says. So obviously it varies by state, right? It varies by how rich your state is, and then you'll, basically be able to determine. But yeah, in New Jersey on average it's 1841, and so let's take a look at Instacart average earnings per hour. New Jersey. Let's be specific here. Oh, how much Instacart New Jersey, and then 15 per delivery driver. So you kind of compare that and DoorDash, Instacart, yeah, so it's very similar, right? But if you're a very efficient shopper, you could definitely do better than you do with Uber Eats or with DoorDash. So I would say in general, in my conclusion, that Instacart is a pretty good service, right? And if you are a very efficient and fast shopper and you can look for things and let's like, hey, look at these aisles and stuff, you know how to differentiate items, right? If an item is similar to another item, right, what you could do is you could just like switch it, be like, yo, like I can't find the main item, but I gotta go quick, right? Find something like similar that's literally the exact same thing, maybe a different brand. It really does not matter. Food is food, and it's gonna be good either way, right? Because I feel like some people, they like procrastinate. They're like, oh yeah, I'm thinking about this and that. It's not that important for when it, like, you don't gotta overthink everything, right? You find the item, you're like, wow, you know, that looks exactly like that other item. It's a different brand. It doesn't matter. You don't gotta procrastinate. Find exactly the items like that you need, right? You know, just like, you know, look around, you know, make it efficient for your customer, make it efficient for yourself too, type stuff like that. So that's kind of how it is. That's kind of what you got to understand. So yeah, I would say Instacart, you know, very, very good service. I'm going to be doing it more, you know, and for me to be a gold, yeah, I'm not even a gold Instacart shopper and whatever, and like I don't even got ratings, and I'm already getting paid pretty well from Instacart. So I'm assuming maybe if I'm gold, I'll get paid more. Obviously, it's common courtesy for people to leave big tips, right? It's like, hey, I'm gonna leave a big tip because this like 10% of the order, 20%, right? Common courtesy. Some people, they're just like that, right? You know, you find a bunch of people that's common courtesy. That's exactly what you have to do. So basically, on DoorDash, you don't gotta tip as much because maybe it's like a $20 order. Be like, hey, I want to get some food, you know, like it's really not that much for like DoorDash or whatever, right? Same thing with Uber Eats, right? But when you're shopping for big things, you know, if the order's a total of $300 or like $200, then the buyer leaves a 10 or 20% tip. That's a big step up. That's a big step up compared to Uber or DoorDash and Lyft too. It's like, nah, yo, you gotta waste so much gas money on that. So, you know, so far I'm looking at my experience with Instacart. That's everything I gotta tell you guys so far. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. Have a great day and peace out.